Alright guys, the sun after the storm. We had pretty bad winds. The only thing that damaged around here was my place where I put my hay. It blew over and started to blow away, but all the chicken coops and surprisingly the cheap ass greenhouse, but it does have like 500 pounds of bricks on it, so but it didn't tear it apart or nothing. So, that's good. So we was going to build cheap raised beds today, but it's still chilly. I'm not going to plant nothing. We have a long grow season down here. I'm not really going to plant anything until the nights are, 50, 55. It's supposed to be like 30 something the next night, so it's not really going to sprout. So we'll do a video next weekend on cheap garden beds. Either 2x10s, 2x12s. They're about $4 difference for a 2x10 is 17, 2x12 is what was it, 21, something like that. So probably just 2x10, but I had to restack my pile because it blew it all over the place. But the goal today is where I was getting the wood for the raised beds. I was cutting out all this trash. I'm probably gonna come cut more of it out. I lit the pile on fire. Maybe it'll burn, maybe it won't. I'm gonna come down here and start digging in this area to get dirt out for sinkholes. You've seen some of the previous videos over by the goat. There's a little bit of a sinkhole, two little sinkholes over there. It's just annoying to mow because you gotta try to mow around and stuff like that. So I got another one right there. This one's been here forever. I haven't mowed the grass over here yet. I did last week, but as you can see, I don't know if you can see it. There's my compost, where we throw our compost, and this is another burn hole. There's a hole right here. Pretty good sized hole, really. It's just kind of annoying when you mow and you can't really mow it. This mower's big and it goes around it, so maybe that'll be the first one. See how the mower does with the wagon with dirt hooked to it. I got noise. The neighbor had a tree fall, big tree, so I got some out here with a skid steer. So we'll probably fill that up. We'll see how the wagon and trailer does with dirt, how much I can put in it and whatnot, and traction out here. It is a tad wet. The wife's gonna run the mower. She doesn't want to be on camera, so I'll film me digging and whatnot, and she can go dump it, and then we'll go smooth it out or something. We'll see how it goes. Just trying to see kind of where I want to start. I don't really know. I do want to make the pond a little bit wider. And this is my the Chinese Mini X, my second popular video, buying this, which I just bought it and just showed up to the hardware store so I could pick it up on the trailer. But 30 hours on it. 2 modifications. One has a fan I put in there, and then this bigger tank. 7-gallon tank, $100. But then I plumbed it in with a shut-off valve. Make sure I got a brass one, and then I just drilled a hole down through it and down into there. Then I put a fuel filter. So it holds 7 gallons to run you a decent amount. The regular tank, misconception about these is you got to run it wide open, which you don't. It's a gas motor. It's not diesel and all that. So just turn the throttle up enough to where things work good and it's not lagging, which I kind of use my voltmeter. I'm around 12 volts, 12.5, 6 volts. Once you hit 13 volts, whatnot, it starts to get real jerky. So pretty decent. I wish it was bigger. It's 1 ton. I wish I would have went like 2.5 to 4 would be perfect for around here. It just means it takes longer time. And then the other thing is, if you're looking at these pilot controls, they don't look far, but when you're on them, well, I'll show you. I'll try to show you. See if you can see good. When you go on this and operate it, you hunch forward a bit. And you can try to sit back, but then you're not going to get real good controls way back. So pilot controls are right here. Lean back. So doing like this all day, whoo, your back will not like you. And so it's just a little oversight on my part. To pictures and whatnot, I couldn't tell how much of pain it would be, and there's not a lot of knee room. So yeah, if you can spend a few extra, get pilot controls. Anyway, just wondering where I want to start digging. I thought about over here, honestly. because I want to widen the pond, make it deeper, and this is a bunch of free dirt. I just started digging here a little bit. I was digging out stumps, but there's the other end of the dam. They dug it out, and I guess they piled the dirt here. So eventually, I pushed it out of the way. They put junk in here. I burnt most of it. There's carpet. I use carpet everywhere for some reason. It's just, people are retarded. They can't, you know, if you're gonna put trash, put it in a single pile so then you can clean it up. It was everywhere. But yeah, eventually that's got to get filled in to finish the dam. But if I could get her to back in here, I might have to get rid of this tree because eventually it'll probably die just because it's going to be down in the water line and the water will maybe kill it. I'm not sure. I think it's a water oak. If anybody knows what that is, it's possibly a water oak. I don't know. So I might come in here and just start digging this a little bit, digging it out. Maybe even get down in there. So I got all those branches to cut. There is. We'll take a journey down here. This might be too cold for snakes, so it might be all right. Oh yeah, no. I can feel it's pretty soft right there. Well, there's where water's sitting. So that's my plan, was to come in and cut a bunch of bushes and just start digging out this bank and this little hump. And then we'll probably leave this side alone. That's the other dam. That's the, what would it be called? It's not really a dam, but it's like the whole length of the pond. It's sort of a dam. I don't know. Anyway, then there's some blue pole junk in there I'm gonna have to get out. But oh shit! Yeah, see, it's very. I just get the machine stuck in here, so we're not gonna get down in here. We'll slab on the edges for now. Summertime is gonna dry out, so I gotta lop all this stuff out, cut it all out, dig the stumps out. But yeah. It's a little wetland right now. It's weird that, well, I guess it didn't stay wet long enough to kill them when they stunt their growth. It's all pretty young stuff in here. Just knowing someone would let a pond, they would just dig it out and then just leave it a hole. It's, you know, you dug it out and then mow it and, you know, keep it something, but whatever. But there's a little abnormal right here. There's a big pile of dirt right in there. We can smooth it out. I don't really want to mess with that area over there because it was more like that beach area. So. And then that's red dirt. Don't really want red dirt in the holes. Trying to look for decent soil. Getting in here might be a little wet. And see, the roots are pretty shallow too. There's a lot of rock in this area. So. All right. I'm gonna run the mower across here a little bit, try to get rid of some of this grass real quick, and then we'll get digging. We'll see how it goes. It's been a hot minute since I've been up on that thing. Last time my back went out. Leaning forward too much. But yeah, about to get the chainsaw. I find it easier with that because the size of it is just best to cut the trees and push them over. Because trying to dig them out and push them over, it's not as easy with that. Range of motion. It doesn't have real far range of motion. High, you know, reach. There's a lot of machines you can reach up pretty high. You can dig around a tree a little bit, reach up and just kind of push it over. This doesn't really like to do that much. So, all right, I'll catch you in a bit. Well, I went to get the flamethrower. I had some plywood scrap and stuff up in the pile. And I just lit a little piece of plastic that was in there. And I guess the wind helped out and got it going. As long as it burns it down a decent amount, I don't care if it kills that stuff. It's gonna burn that other trees up a little bit. It's fine with me because I want them gone too. But hey. This is why we're gonna get a wood chipper for the channel. One, we can use the wood chips, and two, this pile's been sitting here for like 2-3 months. And I threw some new stuff onto it, but yeah, it's been here a while. You gotta burn it, and it won't all the way burn. It's just annoying. So some of that stuff's too big for the wood chipper we're gonna get. We're just gonna get a cheapo Harbor Freight. I forget, it was like 500 bucks or something. Says it does up to, is it 2 inch, 3 inch? So that's most of all the limbs and everything, and then the small stick pieces we'll just cut them, throw them in a pile, burn them easier. The little branch limbs are the more pain, and you can hear them burn quick because there's so much gap and air in between them. It just fucking right through it. It's a bit windy today, but we shouldn't set the woods on fire. It poured down rain, and the woods that direction's full of water. So plan is, I guess I'll just don't really have a plan yet, because I like this little area. It's like a gentle curve down into the pond. I don't really want to dig holes into it. There is a pile there I can get rid of. And here, like I said, I may just go down to this other end, and I can just sit up top, reach down, dig into it. Right now I haven't quite figured what I want to do. That's the hard part of getting started. As you can tell, it's hard to tell on camera. Where that pile's sitting, it goes up. So there was a gentle curve in here that went down into the pond area. I don't know if it was cows or they dug it like this, but it's pretty much a beach. If you put sand in here in the pond, the water will be up to here somewhere, all the way around. And it's just a smooth area to go on into the pond. I don't really want to dig dimples and stuff into it. There's like a hump over there I need to get rid of, and a hump there, and then you can dig down and over. Like I said, this it works. Better than a shovel, digs decent, but you're not gonna do fine adjustments with it just because it's not that good. I do have stumps right here. I'll just get working on that for a minute. I'll put you guys down over here, and we'll try not to burn the camera. Hopefully you can hear me all right. All right. There's a stump here and there. And then, as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but right in here is the top part of the bank, and then it goes down. And that area will be fine over there. Let's see if she fires back up real easy. It fires up easy. I mean, I haven't ever had a problem yet. And if you have to, I think you can go to Harbor Freight, and they have a motor for this thing for, what, 100, 200 bucks. That one kink crank. One thing about these, be careful about going down hills. They run away sometimes, so it's not fun. Alright, well, sit back, enjoy some music. I know people bitch about the music, but maybe I won't add the music, but I'm going to turn my mic up because I don't. trying to break the main tap. That's the problem. It wasn't that big of a stump, but the tap root was in there pretty good. And there's a bunch of roots. But we'll just chuck them in the bottom of the raised beds and whatnot. It helps if you can get to other sides of it, but I couldn't get to the, down the hill on the side or it would roll over. So it's not bad. There's one here and there. I'm just gonna dig this out and then continue on. Far away. Probably good. Alright guys, we got the pile burnt down. I was pretty surprised that much burnt down. I went and stoked it with the Mini X, pushed everything together. Been working in here. I was up here trying to dig up towards me, but I turned it back around and was digging down and pulling it downhill with me. But I'm trying to get on the other side of this root clump to break off. They got a main taproot. They're a pain in the ass sometimes. It's a little 1 ton, you know, 2,000 pounds, so it's not really, you start pulling yourself over. And my one problem is my blade keeps, oh, my tracks might be a little loose. My blade keeps sinking into the soft ground and it just pushes me down. But wife's been hauling the wagon over here, dumping it. So I haven't really been filming. She don't want to be on camera, so that's not bad. I hit with a rake a bit, and that gets rid of that hole. And over by the goats, there's some big old holes. You only hold so much in this wagon. Right now I'm collecting up the roots. Grabbed a bunch of roots, throwing them in here. It holds about 6 to 10 buckets of the dirt. So, but I mean, again, a wheelbarrow would suck doing a wheelbarrow. So we're getting down in here. Dug out a few trees. I don't know if you can see, but see how the blade's sinking? It's just knifing down into the ground. So I'm just kind of losing my front pressure where I can pull out on the trees. But that one's all dug out, pushed over. Same with that, pushed over, pushed over. I went to go get the chainsaw to cut them off and get rid of it, but I'm out of bar oil. So I guess that'll be a next weekend job. There's another root I pulled out. So I'll throw these in the bottom of the raised bed. There's another quadruple stump. The problem with this crap stuff, all the roots are intertwined, so I'm having to keep going out, out, out and snapping roots and working my way in on each side. So, but just a little tiny bit right there, and I just scratched on down to here. There's a good bit of pile of dirt. Like I said, I turned back around, I got a stump right there. It's got a long tap. I'm gonna try to snap it off the other way. And same in there, I've been snapping all these off. I don't really want to come out this way more. It's gonna be my beach area. We'll build our fire watchtower cabin there, or over in the corner somewhere. Maybe in the corner, right there. Oh, gonna be shaded by trees. I got some timber bamboo seeds. I'm trying to get going. I got them in a Ziploc bag and a paper towel, wet. You blow your breath in there for carbon dioxide to help them out. We'll see how that works. And they may not sprout, you know. Might have got some duds. You know, you never know what you get off Etsy. Just not sure where I can get, you know, it's so much stuff nowadays, it's hard to find to order because it's just a bunch of scams. So, once we get the bar oil, I'd like to get in there and cut so much more of this, but I'll just set you guys up and we can watch some more Mini X rolling. Watch me fucking flopping out of the seat. It's hard to control your flow because as it warms up, it gets more touchier. So I'm constantly adjusting my idle, how high the engine's revved to kind of keep it from jerking so much. Anybody wonder about the quick hitch? I've had it on there for about 30 hours. When you want to adjust it, spray WD-40 on it, make sure it's clean, and adjust it. It's probably going to wear out soon enough. I'll probably deconstruct it and just build it another one. It's not that hard, it doesn't look like. Maybe we'll see if we can get a cheap plasma sometime. Like I said, as soon as YouTube money comes in, we're going to get ourselves a wood chipper, and then we'll just sit here and chip this crap out and see what we get. Maybe if we can make it blow into the back of the trailer, it'd be good. So, I don't know. We're gonna mess around with this. Actually, I'm gonna bring the mower down. I'll let this run until the battery pretty much on the camera goes. Get that shovel out there. All right, let's see if she fires back up. I'm gonna turn back around, I think. There we go. We get it. Oh. radio is pretty ass sometimes, I swear. camera's almost gonna die, so let me give you what's going on. So I'm gonna build a spoil pile here. I gotta pull the roots out. I'm gonna sit here and dig. I'm digging these trees out. That one came out. Once I get a borrow, I'll cut it, pull the stumps out. Same thing. I'm gonna start pulling all this dirt, piling it, so when the wagon comes, I can start loading it. But got the stump out, smooth it out a bit. I mean, I'm gonna need to get a tractor with a box blade eventually. It'd be nice to have all this gone and we can just come through here with the box blade back and forth after we're done digging everything out and smoothing it. So just a little work after the storm. Saturday I was gonna do, you know, like I said, cheap raised beds, but again, the weather's pretty chill. It's too cold for seeds around here, so I find there's no point. It'll just take them forever to grow. So next week, temperatures tonight should start hitting 50s, then that's when we'll start doing it. So as always, guys, do like and subscribe. So many in the past week is crazy, so keep it up. Let's try to get, I don't know, I'd like to hit 10,000 this year. That'd be great. The goal would be at least under 100,000, maybe 100,000, then we can just do this every day. Which will need a little bit better cameras and more better equipment, but. And Woodland Mills, Frontier Mills, or Wood Miser, guys said hashtag. You guys tell them to send me one out here, and we'll set it up out here somewhere. And there's all kinds of tornadoes and storms that happen, so there's trees everywhere. I know someone has 8 laying on their property, so we can run the crap out of it, make all kinds of boards. You guys get on that, tell them to send me one. Doesn't matter which one. Maybe not Harbor Freight, because that one's just, you gotta do so much work to it to get it working. So Frontier is maybe the least. Wood Miser's top there. Woodland Mills middle, in my opinion. Unless they want to change my mind and send me one. So catch you guys later.